got a text from your senpai, I'm on the way. I'm making checks, I need yen like on the lid. Do you know you can spot me from a mile away? I'm getting bigger, better, smarter, tough. Ride with me and power up, power up, power up, babe. Power up, yeah. Power up, yeah. Power up. Flying through the city, licking me, I'm on a spaceship. I be acing all my tests because I'm on the A-list. Look at me and how I dress, I'm always in a nice fit. First they don't know what to think, but in the end they like it. I'm passing dungeons, record time. The harness is much drip, baby, that should be a crime. I have an eye if you get into my mix. I stop for no one, always on my double gas. I'm taking the pictures, I'm getting the money, I'm calling that double the cheese. I'm up with the homies, don't act like you know me, just look at the way that I lean. I'm getting confessions and they're from your senpai, he asking me on by the knee. I'm making moves, they're not private, want the world to see. I got a text from your senpai, I'm on the way. I'm making checks, I need yen like on the lid. Do you know you can spot me from a mile away? I'm getting bigger, better, smarter, tough. Ride with me and power up, power up, babe. Power up, yeah. Power up, yeah. Power
Hello. Welcome in. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's good. How's everybody's night going? Tonight I'm going to be playing I Love You, Colonel Sanders, just for fun. Shall we get into the game? Here we go. Alrighty. Let's get into this game, shall we? What is your name? My name is Swiss. Confirm. Alright. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. Modest, huh? I'd have to say this bedroom looks better than my actual bedroom. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up. Now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Just smack that clock up and at 'em. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? The time begins to fly by and you find your imagination getting away. Need to take this seriously or allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. Should I take this seriously or should I daydream a bit? Allow yourself to daydream a bit. It's here, finally. Your first day of culinary school. I don't understand any of this. That's okay, late night. It's just for fun. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities when you realize you're running late. You grab a biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry. By the way, late night, thank you for coming. Welcome in. Delicious. Just what you needed to wake up those taste buds. Yikes, you're in such a hurry, in fact, that you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. That be bussin'. I guess. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Yeah, sounds about right. Good morning, Sliss. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. What the? It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by Master Chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're gonna do great. But with University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. That's so funny. Practicing kissing on a mannequin. Lord. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Pep talk your best friend or change the subject to school gossip? Let's change the subject. It's hard to see Miriam like this, and frankly, quite exhausting. Rather than dwell on her anxiety, you try to change the subject to something more interesting. All summer, you've been hearing rumors about a dreamy, enigmatic mystery student who's enrolled at this school. Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but you'll be fine. Now, what about this mystery student we read about on the school message board? Any new deets? Oh, get this. I heard his name is Harlan, and he's no ordinary student. Your avatar be squinting a lot. Do you need glasses? I wear glasses too. In real life I definitely do wear glasses, but my avatar's probably squinting so much because I'm using a new feature in the app I use to read facial expressions, and she's kind of going crazy with it. They say he has powers. He's had them ever since he was born. From an egg. An egg? Like a chicken? Don't be ridiculous. But that thing about having powers, it would line up with some of the other rumors I've heard. Like, I heard he once fought a bear with just his smile. You both sigh, thinking about a student so handsome that the laws of physics don't dare apply to him. Dreamy. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. How dare! I have custom engraved measuring spoons and you're smacking them out my hand? How dare! Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help to be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Swiss's shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you could see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Van? You ring. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. Van the Man. Yes. Like, does he repeat just like every word that he says? Or like every other word? Or just certain words? Or I don't know. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. See you later, losers. He is so 80s. I know, like... I mean, look at his hair. Like, what's up with the star shape? Is he, like, trying to be, like, part of JoJo's? As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. The belt buckle, the jacket, yeah, exactly. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. The wife beater. Oh man. I love you. I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi Pop, I'm Swiss. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. My cat's breath smells like cat food. Should it smell like something else? Cats eat cat food, right? But still, I guess it could smell better. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. He reminded me of that character from The Simpsons. Which character? I'm not... Oh, Ralph. Okay. Yeah, he does kind of remind you of Ralph, huh? I haven't watched much of The Simpsons, but I know enough to know Ralph. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at a podium at the front of the class. Adorable. Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? I'd be asking the same thing. You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. I mean, at least the teacher's cute. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. Okay. I'm chilly, someone close the window. And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. Colonel Sanders? Yes, indeed, it is Colonel Sanders. He's what this whole game's about. We're trying to woo him. Make him our man. Our man. Yes. It's him! It's... If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sparkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be sweaty sweats a lot. Maybe we should open that window back up before faucet it melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. God, you're right, that belt. Like, why is he even wearing that belt? He kind of looks like me, but my wife won't let me have a beard. Interesting. Why won't she let you have a beard? Does she have something against beards? Beards can be good. They can be fuzzy and scruffy. And then you can pet them. The Colonel. Yeah, I know, the Colonel. Beards can be really good, though. Fuzzy and scruffy and pettable. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all your really weird insults? She says it stings. Ah, okay. You turn to find Colonel Sanders standing right in front of you. Colonel Sanders, I am sorry, my speech today is horrible. Colonel Sanders, beautiful angel that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hand outstretched. Boy howdy, this classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please, use my handkerchief. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you. About how sweaty you look? You're completely mortified. Oh lord. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? Will you respond? Take the handkerchief or refuse it? I feel like it would be rude to refuse it, so guess I'll take it. You stretch out your hand and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief in front of it, in it. It's so beautiful. You hesitate to press it to your face, but when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has his natural scent on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled. Of course he smells like chicken. Why wouldn't he? This whole game's about a frickin' chicken company man thing. Ah. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears. There will be blood. There might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift up your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. So you mean to tell me we're gonna have food wars? That's what you're telling me. Body odors when you sweat are actually helpful to build relationships. The pheromones. Yeah, I've heard about that actually. That's an interesting thing, to be honest. Like your pheromones attract the people who like are compatible with you or something like that. Less perfume, more sweat. Yeah, some people just sweat really bad and it smells horrible and keeps people away from them. So I wouldn't say all sweat, just enough pheromones to get somebody interested, I guess. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys. Sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! I mean, you should have a shower every now and then. Yeah, exactly. Don't just, like, never shower. Nobody's gonna want you if you never shower. Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in the school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Zzz. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. Well, for once people are obeying the dog instead of the dog obeying them. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkle's reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Beef treat, rubber ball, chicken snack. Well, since this game's all about chicken, let's go chicken. You reach beneath your apron and return with the chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite. Of course it is. In a game about chicken, how is the chicken snack not the dog's favorite? Well. I think there might be some competition for a new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors with them at all times. Yes, dog treats. All times. Very important. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey, Swiss, there's still a seat here. It seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. 2 good options, but which will you choose? I have cat treats in my pockets. I mean, it makes sense if you have a cat. If you have a cat, why would you have dog treats? Unless your cat prefers dog treats, in which case you'd still have dog treats. But since you have cat treats, I assume your cat prefers cat treats. Yes? No? Maybe? Alright, what should I do? Should I sit by Colonel Sanders or sit by my best friend? By the way, to anyone who's lurking in chat, thank you. Oh, and thank you for the little loving note. K-pop heart. Anyways, should I sit by Colonel Sanders or sit by my best friend? Well, if you want to hook up with the Colonel, maybe I should sit by the Colonel? Alright, let's sit by the Colonel. You move to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears he brought no books, pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn. And it's a dating simulator. True, it is a dating simulator. A finger-licking good one, if you know what I'm saying. Thanks for offering me the seat. I've only had 2 rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz. Yay, a quiz about me! This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? It depends. Extremely looking at you pop doesn't matter at all. I'd say it's extremely important to wash your hands before you cook. Because then you can contaminate stuff if you don't. And you don't want to do that because you don't want to get people sick, right? So, that's right. Forest is to tree, as chicken is to feather, night vision goggles, or a slam dunk. I'm gonna go with feathers on this one. I don't know if I feel that's right. Yeah. That's right. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? Comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer, or a spork? Well, there's already been a spork mentioned earlier, so I think I'm gonna go with the spork. That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat, a pancake that looks like a silly face. Chopsticks. I mean, chopsticks are great. I do love eating with chopsticks. But it can be hard to eat some foods with chopsticks. Anyways, I'm gonna go with anything. That's right. Yay. Is Sprinkles a good boy? No. He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy, or yes? I must say Sprinkles is best boy. Sprinkles is best boy. That's right. Your total score is perfect score, 5 out of 5. Woo! We're good. We win, I guess. Yay. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? No, not at all. You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess. Are you confessing your love to me already? No, can't be. Too soon. Way too soon. I think you have a beautiful brain. I thank you, Colonel Sanders. I'm intelligent, I think. Pretty smart. Hot diggity, Swiss. You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Yes, important. Food. Food is very important. Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? I'm getting hungry. Yeah, I think I'm gonna eat a lot after finishing this with all the food. No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, howdy folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, it's about lunch. Everyone cheers. Of course, everybody just puts this guy off to the side for food, right? Think there's some salmon left over from dinner. I'd be snacking. Ooh, salmon's so good. I love salmon. Fish of most any kind, really. Sushi's my favorite thing. I love sushi. I wish I had some salmon to snack on. Everyone cheers. But shh. Lunch, lunch, lunch. She said shh. In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented. But were the rumors true? My wife steamed it on lemons with potatoes and zucchini. Ooh, that sounds so good. Now I'm getting even more hungry. I want your salmon, bro. Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. Chicken. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Yes, chicken makes me feel safe. 100%. Safest in the world. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble, as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What? You think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Shaw. Nah, my dude. Nah. Why the shirt like that? Like, I mean, I get you're showing off your muscles, but if you want to show off your muscles so bad, why the jacket? I don't know. Why a belt that big when it's not even being used to hold up your pants, bro? Okay. Moving on. I'm just, drafting the last will and testament. In case, one of those ingredients is a poison. Got him. I don't think you got him. I really don't. Why so much eyeliner? I mean, it's not exactly bad, it's just a lot of eyeliner. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. The face. That face right there. Look at that beautiful face right there. You wait to see what zinger Ashley is prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just, like, writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hand of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Well, guess what, Ashley? You don't get him. By the end of this, he'll be mine. Probably. We'll see. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man. If you don't want any, I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I mean, I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. That face, too. Beautiful. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of his bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. I mean, AOC's pretty good and stuff, but no, I'm not gonna say anything else. Just focus your mind and meditate on this moment. Try and identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart, or swim toward the light. Let's go with trying to identify every flavor. I mean, I doubt they're gonna tell us what all the herbs and spices are. You let the food rest in your mouth and focus on it, scrutinizing every flavor. Salt, maybe? Pepper? Too obvious. Oregano, basil, maybe, but there's something else. Something dark, something spicy. You dig deeper. 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 Yes, even deeper still until you find it. Could it be redacted? He really did it. How bold, how adventurous to use redacted. You try and go even deeper into the sea of flavors, but this revelation alone is more than you can handle. You snap out of it and realize that this information was meant to remain a secret, and yet, now you know. A mantle of responsibility now rests upon your shoulders. As you look around, you realize that everyone in the room is consumed by the lunch. No one noticed that you've traveled through space and time. I'm not reading that comment in chat. Not on my stream. No. I'm Cecil. I'm innocent. We don't do that here. After tasting his food, you try and get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I was wondering if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep it a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel. Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you are truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient. But you can't tell. I use redacted. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Redacted? Wow. You'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. And redacted definitely isn't the flavor you tasted before, so now you're 2 ingredients closer to knowing the full recipe. But you don't tell Colonel Sanders that. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Love you, baby. I love you too. By the way, guys, that's my husband. The kid verse 6 in chat is my husband. Let's see. Neg him to show your own strength. Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Or be modest, but thoughtful. I'd say modest, but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. Thank you for redeeming a hydrate. I'll take a hydrate real quick. There we go. Nice good bit of water. I appreciate the compliment, Swiss. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena, where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is? Me and you, if that wasn't clear? Want to be my partner? Sure, Swiss, I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep boop boop. Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick four. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Well, who's it gonna be, guys? Are we giving her Pop or Clink? The little boy or the robot? Who do you think is gonna be a better partner for her? Any ideas? Any ideas? Pop or Clink?
What are we done?
Should we just go ahead and give her the robot? Do you think the robot knows what he's doing? Let's go with Clink. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clink today. It's okay. I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clink is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clink might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clink judders, and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartar seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I guess we'll have to go with the mashed potatoes and gravy. Maybe get to him through a great side for his chicken. Yeah. 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 Okay, let's go. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes? And gravy. I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business. And you'd better keep your fingers off of my man. Did someone call for me? What's that music? Ah, no, geez, Van. While I'm over here crushing Swiss's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley, Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looks like Swiss was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Don't be rude, Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together. Like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes sense. But one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks, in your time of need, or turn to Miriam, your forever bestie who always has your back. Only since we're trying to win his heart, why not go for him? I'm here to learn and to express myself via my cuisine, not bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders and Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on Swiss as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Swiss's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that, in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which he pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. That looks good, man. Now I want some mashed potatoes. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. You fall in love with the guy. Look at that. Look at that beautiful smile, those dreamy eyes. That early graying hair. Yeah, let's go. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift up a heaping sporkful. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Swiss. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Sorry about that little pause there.
What we got?
My husband was talking to me. Can I have potatoes face? Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty. Braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. Wow, Van, you really go all out, don't you? But I don't really think that's gonna impress Colonel Sanders. No, I really don't think so. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't. Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have been turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Wow, that was a quick transition from human to ghost, wasn't it? By the way, this music goes hard. You hear that? Anyway. Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look at the plate, the rest of it's gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up into Pop's mouth. Oh, Pop! Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie! Tastes like poison. How do you know what poison tastes like, Pops? Have you eaten poison? Have you eaten poison before? Why? The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against the poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Yeah, probably not. Cause I don't know, man. I don't know if they could pay you enough people eating food that might kill them. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark, and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Do you want Asian food? I would love Asian food. You know how much I love Asian food. But yes, I do want Asian food. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him, in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing fillings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Swiss. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. Gosh darn, Van, ruining the moment. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh geez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I have been working toward that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. Again, sorry for the pause, my husband's talking to me. Again, sorry for the pause. My husband was talking to me. Him and his mom are going to the store, was asking me what I wanted. Alright, anyway, it's like so many weights. Yeah, we get it, Van. You lift weights. That's why you're so muscular. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no. You... Shut up! I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that! I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. That's him. That's the ghost kid. Because nobody remembers his name. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. I don't think so, Van. The spork monster is here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting my guard down and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid. Be very afraid of me. Because I'm a monster. See? Is he rhyming on purpose or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Attack or defend? What are we doing? Attacking or defending? I mean, I don't want to, like, kill it or anything. I think he's just misunderstood. Yes. He's got sporks for teeth. He's obviously misunderstood. So defend? You decide to defend. Which defense will you choose? Trepidation? It's the only option. You close your eyes tight, but then open for just enough. But then open one just enough to squint and see the spork monster across the battlefield. For some reason, this makes you feel more prepared for what comes next. Yes. Spork monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. That lot of good defense did. Yes, attack? You decide to go on the attack. Cook with love? Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork monster won't forget this. Spork monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Attack, I guess? Cook with love? Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble. They go on the attack once again. Spork monster uses utilitensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. Attack, I guess? Spork monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. He's summoning the power of chickens! Chickens! I mean, chickens can be extremely aggressive and terrifying, but 1,000 chickens? 1,000 of them. Hot pie power pinch! That's a lot of peas. Hot pie power pinch does 10 damage. Spork monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured spork monster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy, finish him, or spare this wretched beast. I think we should spare him. I don't want to kill him. You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back, like you said. The spork monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells, with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some weird reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are so weird. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting the Colonel Sanders cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used redacted. And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, so I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but I think there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Guys. She's in love with him. She's in love with an oven. She's in love with her. Yes. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Oh, pressure cooker. She's in love with a pressure cooker. She's in love with a pressure cooker. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning? You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, you know? Like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. And besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, please, please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? I think we should just keep it a secret. I don't feel like telling people secrets is my thing. So let's make up a fake ingredient. Hold on, guys. I need a drink of water. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... I have newt. I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? I have newt. Wow. Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. He's riding a frickin' horse, guys. This is the man's right here. We stand Colonel Sanders, okay? Look at how fabulous he is up on that horse. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. Stand back and admire his majestic glory or run to him? I'll run to him. You decide that the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you onto the back of his stallion and you'll ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, your sudden movements to surprise the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face. Of course it would. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. Ooh, Swiss. I am here to deliver you a message. Not this guy. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I have been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times. And that name is... But before he can continue, you suddenly awake. God, this kid can't catch a break, can he? Oh, man. Poor kid. Poor kid can't catch a break. Oh, jeez. You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices. Or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Compliment the craftsmanship of his horse's shoes or lean in for a kiss? Lean in for a kiss, I guess? Whoa, you've known him for a day. Are you really sure? I guess you must be. You put your arms around Colonel Sanders' neck and pull him in for a kiss. But he turns his face and you awkwardly kiss his ear. You can feel him shudder. Too soon. You clearly mistook his compassion for love. Your soul crawls inside of itself and you instantly die of embarrassment. Game over. Try again. Oh man. That was embarrassing, huh? Alright, awake on day 2. We've read all this before. Alright. I don't want to read all this again, so let's just click through it all. Big ingredient. Stand back and admire his majestic glory this time so I don't get kicked in the face. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on its rear, sending it running free into the countryside. You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you have. I mean, what a horseful beaut you have. Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Swish just gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not helping. I mean, they got food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. He gives you a wink and a smile as if to say situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad? You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Tell them to stop acting immature or act like you're not interested in them, but really try to get a closer look. Stop acting immature. You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it is they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing. Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep beep. Clink must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. Watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzz, womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language. Not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Bzz. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. What you get, Van Van? What you get for messing with him? Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over for me. But I'm not interested in any of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan? Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. And a cute dog at that. Look at his little corgi butt. So cute. Sorry, needed another drink of water there. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town. and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global story of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do. Which is why, in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders. And you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Swiss? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? Glass of water? A shimmering pepper? A dog biscuit? Dog biscuit? Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles. An example of his own culinary talents, perhaps? You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from the embarrassment. I never even got to taste it. You fade into darkness, but something is there. The spork monster? Orko, what are you doing here? It's not your time, my friend. Your act of kindness has not been forgotten. You watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore. Thank you, my friend, wherever you are. Which item do you want to sample? Maybe the pepper? A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense space hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, ooh. This guy again. I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I've still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through to fulfill the prophecy. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. The moment that they stop wasting everyone's time, step up and tell them, you're on. Let's tell them they're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe up the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Fool. Good one, Van Van. I like your gumption, Swiss. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sporting court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer. Just then, a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Arr! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure. And now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day 1. And you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be first to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? That's wrong. Oops. What were you thinking, Swiss? Get your head in the game. You're going to need to season the chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sandal's recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say he used? That's right, you might not know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Diligence, trust, gratitude. That's right, you must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. So where does it come from? Small town where twins are born, shoulder of Orion. That's wrong. This is a horrible time to stop forgetting important things. Try to shut the noise out of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? That's wrong. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Yep, game over. Try again, I guess. Well, that's 2 times that we failed to earn Colonel Sanders' love. I read all this. Alright, it wasn't 100 Fahrenheit, so I'm gonna go Celsius. That's right. How would you have even gotten into the school without knowing that? Winter gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. Alright, and then 11. Alright, and then it's gratitude. And then small town where big dreams are born. That's right. This is your shot and you're not going to miss it. Arr! Try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. Sizzling? That's wrong. Don't make me get the spray bottle. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Swiss. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you're doing. Now all that you could think about is Colonel Sanders. How many... What were you thinking? Get your mind back into the competition. You're stranded on a desert island with only 1 desert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? You shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. What does that have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate pink biscuits? You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. Make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Swiss does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixture to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Swiss, no! But you're not fast enough, your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll ever be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way could turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone, stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, that's too bad. And here I am without a completed dish, or with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Swiss's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Swiss to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette, atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nugget, and pearls of blueberry gelée. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Who you? As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel, or put yourself between Colonel and Ashley. I'll just internalize the rage. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off of your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. Well, this doesn't seem to be going very well, does it? The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and they decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixture and the small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. You think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure. I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together. Which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you could see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. Orko? It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a sport monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no. I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student. Until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. Sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Swiss, together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with. Trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy, or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret, just for you? I'll reveal it. You decide you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you could talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Luxe hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment. What number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor from the goatee and mustache combo he sports. You figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. So he was born with a mustache and beard? That's crazy. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving around like a rattle. Yeah. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded, am I right? Tap on an item to discover more. Alright. The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt? Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. One of the photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing to them. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. You take a closer look at a large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lie the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic. It's real. Taxidermy must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's actually made of spun silver. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake. Summer of '69? No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's redacted. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of student pops up. "Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death?" "Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you?" "I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something?" You open the window a crack and the ghost of student is swept out with a breeze. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide that now is your moment and make a big move. You tell him you're cold, you fess up and tell the truth. You confess. "I think I've developed feelings for you." "I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams." Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. "Colonel?" "Yes, Swiss?" "I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful." "I think you're right. We should take things slow." You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Zzz. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Redacted. Sorry guys, I need another sip of water. In some jurisdictions, redacted isn't even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. "Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous." You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. Are we just gonna ignore the fact that he gave us chicken and biscuits? I mean, I guess some people actually do eat chicken for breakfast. But... So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? I'll flatter him. You know, I think we make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and go home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, but now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just so interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. She went skydiving with a pressure cooker. Are his friends also pressure cookers, or are they other kitchen appliances? Did she just say skydiving? As if it's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? Yes, that's what I'm saying! Pressure cookers go skydiving? Since when? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection? Wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Swiss, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Swiss, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winding so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What are you doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Swiss. I am more than capable of enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more about your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel? I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of foods. See you inside, Swiss. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that book! It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings, cast only in case of extreme emergency. This says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else, not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Nah. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack, or dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his track. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs into the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrels outside. Terrence, I told you never to come back here, Terrence. I will destroy you, Terrence. Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. Dogs will be dogs, am I right? The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You'd better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Swiss, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clink appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clink's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan. J&J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well that doesn't make it a great date. Beep. Whirr. And take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. What does a sad beep sound like? It's like beep. Yeah, that sounds about right. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels. And then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Bzz. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay. I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through the final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank, or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will. A test of courage. A test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off Van Van, the supposed man-man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Swiss's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Swiss, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, you lost a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick when the oven timer goes off behind you. Ignore it or fess up about it. I'm gonna fess up about the practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No. I could smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. Moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll put you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious.
This is Food Wars with KFC. Yes.
Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Baster Blaster. Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Well, doesn't that just describe you, sweetheart? Even Clink gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clink learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clink and rolls him out the back door of the arena. It's funny. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Nah, do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Swiss. Thank you for believing in me, Colonel Sanders.
It means so much with your 11 herbs and spices.
Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Swiss, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station, cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied about the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say that you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the spark monster, notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Huh, yeah, you guessed it. Sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel the spork monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I'd fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck! Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Summon extra power from deep within yourself, or give up and drop out. Extra power from within. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Swiss. You are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupting my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Twist. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual effort. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment where everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clink? From off-screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! Oh, Pop. It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop, hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCS AL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks? Pranks? Clank? Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whir, burp, whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. Well, we'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Naruto Maki? I spy afloat the itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog thumb dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. In a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with so much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Swiss, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now, describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni. But he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Brr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He rolls back his tongue as it is poked and prodded. Youch! My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. I keep poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified? For glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now, describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food? At a cooking school? Got toast in yours or something, Swiss? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. And did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing? And completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even the Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of a school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. CJ Dog is in the house! Ow, ow, ow! You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts are allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh. Amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He is totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I'd prefer that everyone referred to me by my new name. Party Monster! Students try to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking. And you know, she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown. Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school. Not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing? I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Cupids are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end?
Question mark.
No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Swiss, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know. Spicy musk, tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off. And I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Swiss. Oh, sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be? You found a love connection, but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love? The life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Swiss, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. We got his love. We got his love. We win. We win, guys. We have officially wooed Colonel Sanders. This has sure been an interesting stream, hasn't it? Sorry, needed some liquids. Well. How did you all enjoy the game? Did you guys like wooing Colonel Sanders? I think it was pretty fun. Well, since there's no more game, I was expecting to stream at least 30 minutes longer than this, but I don't know what else to do for the rest of the stream. Yeah, so I guess we'll just end the stream here. I will be back streaming again tomorrow. Either doing Animal Crossing as it says on my stream schedule, or maybe a horror game since tomorrow is Friday the 13th. If you want to vote on what we play, you can go to my Twitter. I have a poll up on my Twitter. My link's in my about, so you can check that out. Let's see. Actually, let me see. Now's a good time to test if my commands work, I guess. There we go. there's my Twitter handle. Right there in chat. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, there's my Twitter handle. And you could vote on my poll for what I'm playing tomorrow. The options are, I believe, Animal Crossing, as on my schedule, or Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, or Alien Isolation, or Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Those are the options that I have on the poll. Or you can leave another option in the comments if you really want to. Anyways, that's all for today's stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You better stop, but I like this. Can you get me to the tippy top so quick? I don't like the big, but I'm on a high. Quick,